Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing exactly what it says on the tin. We're demystifying yoga and exploring the iceberg beneath the mat. We're going to dive way deep below the surface level of what we typically consider yoga to uncover an ancient, brilliant, and honestly incredibly holistic system for living. Be honest for a second. When you hear the word yoga, do you just think about touching your toes? Do you view it merely as a trendy stretching class or a quick way to get a workout in? If you do, you're definitely not alone. But it sets up a really fascinating contrast between a very common Western perception and the true, deeply profound Eastern reality of the practice. There is just so much more beneath the surface. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. More than just stretching. 2. The 8 limbs of yoga. 3. Mastering breath and posture. 4. Inner cleansing and focus. And 5. Yoga for modern stress. Section 1. More than just stretching. So the word yoga actually comes from the ancient Sanskrit word yush, and literally translated, it means to join or union. This is our first major paradigm shift. The core definition of yoga isn't about a physical workout at all. It's entirely about connection. It's the practice of joining the individual self with the divine or universal spirit. It's all about finding complete internal and external harmony. And this pursuit of harmony has seen a massive, rapid, global explosion. You can trace its introduction to the West back to 1893, when Swami Vivekananda formally introduced the importance of yoga during an address in Chicago. Fast forward to September 2014, and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi proposed a dedicated day for yoga to the UN. The very next year, the first International Yoga Day was celebrated globally on June 21st. And why June 21st? Because it's the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, which holds deep significance in a ton of different cultures. Now, on a foundational level, doing yoga regularly does amazing things. It reduces mental tension, helps prevent diseases, boosts your physical flexibility, and sparks this really deep spiritual development and self-awareness. It truly covers your physical, mental, and spiritual bases. But now it's time for us to plunge beneath the tip of that iceberg. Section 2, the 8 limbs of yoga. Now, what's really interesting here is that the ultimate goal of yoga is actually controlling the mind. And according to the ancient sage Maharishi Patanjali, this is only possible by following an 8-fold path, known as Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga literally translates to 8 limbs. These aren't just little steps you finish and leave behind. They're like the limbs of a tree that grow and support each other all at the same time. Let's break down the first 2 limbs, which honestly are often the most misunderstood. It helps to chunk these concepts together to compare them. On one side, we have the yamas. These are universal social ethics, the codes of conduct dictating exactly how you treat the outside world. This means avoiding things like violence, lying, and stealing. On the flip side, we have the niyamas. These are your personal practices. They focus entirely inward on how you treat yourself and regulate your own behavior to create a super positive environment for growth. Let's zoom in a bit closer on 2 of those yamas, or social ethics, because their definitions are just profound. First up is asteya, which is usually translated as non-stealing, but it goes way deeper than that. Asteya teaches that everything you actually need in life is already right there within you. Once you realize this, you stop those base cravings and you no longer desire things outside of yourself. Then there's brahmacharya. While people sometimes associate it with celibacy, it actually means the wise use and preservation of your vitality. It's about acting responsibly with your energy as a way to respect both yourself and others. And that leads us perfectly into the final yama, aparigraha. This is the profound ability to just let go. It encourages non-grasping and not just to physical possessions, but even to fleeting, stressful thoughts. It urges us to be genuinely happy with what we already have. It's a pretty amazing opportunity to reflect on our own modern lives, isn't it? Like, how often do we cling to things we literally don't even need? Moving from the yamas over to the second limb, the niyamas, we find 5 personal practices. The energy you generate from mastering those social ethics is harnessed right here. We have satya, representing purity. Next is santosha, finding deep contentment and gratitude for what you earn through honest, hard labor. Then tapa, which is the mental austerity to withstand discomfort. We also practice swadhyaya, the dedication to self-education and study. And finally, ishwar pranidhan, dedicating your actions to the divine. Following these niyamas regulates your behavior and builds an absolutely unshakable internal foundation. Section 3. Mastering breath and posture. Okay, the third limb is asana. In the West, we so often treat asanas as just a way to look good in gym clothes, right? But let's clarify what the source text actually says. Asanas are sustained, comfortable postures. Their primary goal is balancing the body's structure to make prolonged meditation possible. They're therapeutic. The physical strength and flexibility you gain are actually just wonderful side effects of preparing your body to sit completely still in deep concentration. The fourth limb is pranayama. And this is way more than just simple breathing exercises. It's the literal art of managing your life force, or prana. You meticulously control your inhalation, your exhalation, and the holding of your breath. The techniques you see here each have totally unique effects. For example, Sitli cools the body down, while Brahmari uses a humming sound to induce incredible inner peace. Section 4. Inner cleansing and focus. The source material makes a really brilliant point here. Carrying out outer cleanliness is easy, right? Taking a shower is simple. But inner cleanliness? That's a lot more complex. Yoga provides a distinct framework for this called the Shat Karmas, or yogic kriyas. These are 6 specific practices designed to completely purify the body's internal systems. By effectively cleansing internally, you create a perfect harmony between your body and mind. This allows energy to flow completely freely and massively increases your capacity to digest, to think, and to feel. Let's move to dharana and see how this builds through the final 3 limbs of yoga. Think of it like visually climbing a staircase inside your mind. Step 1 is dharana, which is concentration, fixing your attention and directing your mind to a single, sharp point. Next is dhyana, which is almost like deconcentration, dropping the effort, letting go, and just flowing entirely with that focus. And finally, at the very top is samadhi, or total absorption. This is the ultimate goal, where the perceiver and the object of perception unite. It is true blissful unity. Section 5, Yoga for Modern Stress. Integrating yoga into an active lifestyle is an absolute game changer. Even if you're only engaging in the physical asanas, the postures and stretches, you're doing your body a massive favor. Yoga keeps the physical self in motion. It promotes cardiovascular health, strengthens your muscles, and improves flexibility. It targets different parts of the body to keep you entirely balanced and completely capable of handling whatever physical demands your day throws at you. So the crucial point is this. We live in a crazy, fast-paced world, and stress is just a constant factor affecting our mental and emotional well-being. Yoga is not some outdated philosophy. It's a highly relevant, holistic toolkit. By utilizing its mindfulness, its breathing techniques, and its ethical guidelines, you have a completely actionable way to combat pressure and maintain your emotional equilibrium today. Which brings us to our final, provocative thought for you to take away today. Now that you know yoga is so much more than just touching your toes, how are you going to take it off the mat? Will you practice non-possessiveness? Maybe try controlling your breath during a stressful meeting at work? The true power of this ancient system is ready for you to use right now. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.